A most pleasant good afternoon to you all. Welcome to the Delaware Hockey Network, brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long. Coming up, the Delaware ACHA Women's Division II team taking on the Terrapins of the University of Maryland in a Delaware Valley College Hockey Conference regular season meeting. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications broadcast box. Lena Murto handling videography duties here on this Sunday afternoon as the Blue Hens look to bounce back from defeat to Navy last week in this meeting with their other rival from the Free State, the Maryland Terrapins, who are without usual netminder Molly Hillier on this day. Adeline Pine taking up the tools of ignorance and taking up the space behind or between the pipes for Steve Sprague's Terrapins, who are 1-5-0 on the season. And Grace Wildberger has been providing the vast majority of the offensive firepower for the Terrapins this year. 12 goals and 2 assists in 6 games played. Danny Beer also in point-a-game territory, 3 goals and 3 assists. Catherine Warner with a goal and 4 helpers. So beyond Grace Wildberger, a few other contributors, but it's mostly been number 4 in Maryland Black that's been the driving force of the Terrapins offense this season. On the Delaware side, we'll see Molly Rosenzweig make her second appearance between the pipes this year. The native of Downingtown, Pennsylvania, 0-1-0 on the year with an .892 goals against average and a .714 save percentage. Getting the call here is Charlie Randazzo, 5-2-0 on the year, has earned herself a much-deserved Sunday off. Liana Patrick out of the lineup with an upper body injury. Kaylee Merkel remains out of action as well. And we'll head inside the glass in just a couple minutes to meet today's starting lineups and tee off some Sunday afternoon hockey in the first date in just a couple minutes. You're watching the Delaware Hockey Network, and it's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
And welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Zach Charlo has dimmed the lights, and that can mean one thing. It's time to meet this afternoon's starting lineups. Hockey fans, good afternoon, and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. This afternoon, the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the Delaware Valley College Hockey Conference present a Women's Division II regular season meeting between the visiting Terrapins of the University of Maryland and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet this afternoon's starting lineups. for the visiting Maryland Terrapins. Starting in goal, wearing number 33, Adeline Pine. On defense, number 9, Abigail Hellman. And number 18, Jessica Hoffman. At left wing, number 25, Catherine Warner. At right wing, number 4, Grace Wildberger. And starting at center, number 15, Alejandra Bogush. And now let's meet the starting 6 for your University of Delaware Blueheads. Starting in goal from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, number 13, Molly Rosenzweig. At left wing from Middletown, Maryland, number 11, Madeline Parmenter. At right wing from Clinton, New Jersey, number 48, Hope Menachilo. At center from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 24, Jemiah Alexander. On defense from Robbinsville, New Jersey, number 12, Amelie Perez. And from Wilmington, Delaware, number 7, Effie Hill. Your Blue Hens are coached by Joe Duca. The on-ice officials for this afternoon's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are Jack Fetcher and Laura White. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Lights back on. Sunday afternoon hockey now just moments away as teams make their final preparations. Delaware and their home whites, blue helmets, blue pants, traveling left to right in first period action. The Maryland Terrapins in their away black kits, red helmets, gold numbers, moving from right to left the way we see it, courtesy Lena Murto, our videographer this afternoon. While we're working toward midseason, a reminder, sponsorship opportunities are available here on the Delaware Hockey Network. To learn more, email mjr at 412communications.com. Our audience, 55,000 strong last year, stretching from Boston to D.C. and growing every game. A great way to get your brand's name in front of a growing audience through the entire Mid-Atlantic region. Alejandra Bogusz and Jemiah Alexander slated to take the opening drop. Again, only the second appearance this season for Delaware netminder Molly Rosenzweig, as Charlie Randazzo has earned herself the afternoon off. Center's ready, and Jack Fetcher will drop the puck on Sunday afternoon hockey in the first state right now. Off we go with Alexander pushing forward off the initial draw, but Hoffman hustles to her own blue line to try to clear. She can't. Grace Wildberger flips the puck ahead to Warner up the right wing boards. In come the Terrapins with the initial attack of the game. A stick check from Evie Hill sends the puck skittering back behind the Delaware goal, where it was chased down by Warner. This was launched in by Hoffman from the point. Wildberger couldn't get stick on puck, surrounded by a pair of blue hens in the low slot. And now Wildberger is joined by Menachilo in a battle for the vulcanized rubber right at center red. This comes back to Perez at her own blue line for the Hens. Perez waiting before flipping the puck up the middle, tracked down by Menachilo. She throws it in from distance. Dropping to the butterfly for the save was Adeline Pine. Handling net-minding duties today in relief of Molly Hillier, who's not in the lineup. 2-on-2. In comes Janowski. Her shot right on target. Caught and held by Pine for a pause and play. So Delaware establishing some attacking momentum. And the Terrapins will get some fresh legs on. For the face-off to the left of their netminder, here's CeCe Charles, the former Michigan State Spartan. In for the attacking zone face-off for the Delaware side. Trying to clear up the glass was Nauman for Maryland, but to no avail, as protecting the zone and position is Izzy Camerata for the Hens. Charles could not feed to Janowski. Puck ends up behind the Maryland goal in the control of Ellie Schmunis. Charles with the steal. Walking through the slot comes CeCe Charles, trying to shovel the puck past Pine on the doorstep. Wraparound chance. Failed to connect. And nor could Camerata, waiting on the opposite side of the crease. Camerata got her own rebound. She was checked off. The puck stood up by Zubak at the top of the circle. That shot was denied by Pine. And we'll see what we've got from Jack Fetcher here. Looks to be a body check at 149. And the first Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the afternoon is upon us. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. To achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle, head to desportsmed.com. The Maryland penalty was assessed to number 22, Evelyn Zubak. 2 minutes for body checking. Time of the penalty, 1 minute 49 seconds in the first period. Zubak 2 for body checking at 1:49. Long shot from Herzog was on target, saved by Pine. Herzog, cross ice pass. Downing couldn't reel in the puck. It is pushed up the near boards by Wildberger, but not out as Herzog protected near side. Back to Herzog this comes. Puck thrown through traffic. It's loose in front, reaching for it was Adeline Pine to bring play to a halt with 17-12 to go in the first period, and the face-off's going to come to her right. Still a minute left on this Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Blue Hens. Charles, Alexander, and Hill on up front with Camarada and Perez completing the quintet. Evie Hill, leading scorer on this Delaware team with 9 points. Courtesy 6 goals and 3 helpers. Taking aim from the dot. Puck is loose in front, and it's in. So the Hens strike on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play, and Jemiah Alexander leads the handshake cue, her first as a Blue Hen. Coming 3:10 into the first period, it is 1-0 Delaware. Watching it again. Alexander with the power play goal. To give the Hens the early lead. Oh, Delaware goal! Her first as a Blue Hen. Scored by number 24, Jemiah Alexander. Assisted by number 7, Evie Hill. And number 12, Amelie Perez. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, 10 seconds of the first period. Alexander's first from Hill and Perez at 3:10, a power play goal. Parmenter looking to add to the tally. Around the horn to Matone holding the point. She throws it in off the backboards. Yusra Hussein cannot clear the puck. Again, Parmenter protecting the zone for Delaware. This is cleared just over the line by Craven. Parmenter walks back in, outnumbered as the other Hens change up. She dumps the puck behind the net. Now CC Charles comes barreling in up the left wing board, circling behind the cage. Around this comes to Downing holding the right point. Charles to Camarada, who's fresh on. Advancing the puck into the slot, Janowski was canceled out by Nauman, who strips the puck from her, but Janowski recovers in the far corner. Here's Herzog stepping up. Charles couldn't redirect it past on the welcome mat. Instead, she sends the puck into the near corner, where Ellie Schmunis fails to clear. A carom shot gone awry. Camarada put one on a T-net front for CC Charles, unable to finish. There a Camarada shot off the rebound from 11 feet. Skitters wide of the near post as Camarada lost her balance. In she comes again, setting up Janowski, and Delaware's got 2. Julia Janowski pots her 3rd of the year. And the Hens have doubled up the Terrapins. Just 5:18. Into the first period. So for Janowski, that is her 3rd of the year. And for the Blue Hens, that is their 2nd of the afternoon. Oh, Delaware goal! Her 3rd of the season. Scored by number 8, Julia Janowski. Assisted by number 93, Izzy Camarada. And number 20, C.C. Charles. Time of the goal, 5 minutes, 18 seconds of the first period. Janowski's third from Camerata and Charles at 5:18. Bogusz working up the middle, leaves the puck to Wildberger, swarmed by Blue Hens at the blue line, and ultimately lacking the support she needed to set up an effective counterattack. Matone to Cartwright. Up the left wing boards, Menachilo chips the puck past the reach of Hellman. Here's a one-on-one now for Parmenter, but she's slowed up by Hoffman on her way to the far corner. Matone's slapper off the back boards. Corralled by Wildberger and cleared. This ruled playable by Melanie Cartwright, and the North Carolinian is back deep in her own zone to clear again toward Parmenter. The breakout pass did not connect, and this will come back in icing. Face off to the right of Rosenzweig, who's only seen one shot on goal. This chance from Carolyn Zubak in close was stick checked up over the crossbar and into the far corner. Delayed offside signaled by Laura White. As now Zubak tags up. Hellman could not hold the point. And after dumping the puck in, Zubak still in pursuit. Nearly led to a defensive zone faceoff for her Terrapins. Here, Camerata with the shot. Denied by Pine. And an ozone draws coming up for the Blue Hens. Terps win this face-off. Bogusz found Wildberger, and now up the right wing boards comes Catherine Warner. Centering pass beyond the reach of Wildberger, crashing the net and marked by the back-checking Shaw Downing in Delaware blue and white. Bogusz again trying to center to Wildberger. Puck was loose in front. Warner couldn't dig it free. Rosenzweig crossed to the far post to make the save. This one cleared out by Downing right on the goal line. Woo! Follow-up chance from Schmunis at the left point, sticked away by Rosenzweig. Here's Bogusz taking aim, gloved down and batted away by Rosenzweig after she failed to control the puck first time round. So Maryland remaining scoreless despite 3 rapid-fire shots just now. Delaware with the 2-0 advantage, but they'll be coming back to their own zone with no! Camerata won the race to the goal line extended to beat Schmunis to the path of the puck and cancel out the icing. So the Hens able to set up in the attacking zone. Amelie Perez gets the puck in deep. Pepper behind the cage to Fuchs. Kick back high to Perez. Thrown in off the backboards. Race for the rebound. Luzon couldn't set up Pepper, and this will be taken away by Danny Beer. Advanced up the left wing boards to Wildberger, who shoots from the half wall near side coming up to the dot. Rosenzweig squared up for the save. Wildberger's got it back off the rebound. Net front chance from Zubak was denied. Rosenzweig with save number 6. And the Terps, namely Danny Beer, on the left side of the zone, unable to finish off another rebound opportunity. So Rosenzweig making those primary saves, but giving up a lot of rebounds here in the last few minutes. That's something that the Hens are going to have to tighten down on as we work our way to the midpoint of the first period. 10-12 to go in opening period action. This shot tipped up by Pine into the back netting and out of play. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The law office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule a free consultation, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Puck rolls back to the neutral zone, where Matone steadied and Cartwright threw it back into the Maryland end. Volleyed back by Hoffman, slammed by Matone toward the blue line. Parmenter leaves this across to Menachilo. In come Delaware again on the offensive, a 3-on-2 attack. Led to a shot from Menachilo, which was stick-checked offline by Abigail Hellman. This is cleared by Moira Inigo Cartagena. Maryland will change. Wildberger swarmed Cartwright and nearly stole the puck inside the Delaware zone, but Cartwright stayed with the play. Found Menachilo. Here's Camerata with a shot off the advancing pass, but it was gloved away by Pine for save number 10 on 12 shots faced to this point of the hockey game. Just past the 11-minute mark from Fred Rust Arena. Izzy Camerata again leading the Delaware rush and circling behind the cage. Played back to Herzog, who lets one go lazily from the left point. The tip from Charles, gloved down by Pine, and we've got a break in the action. Play resumed to the right of Pine. 11 for 13 in the save department in relief. Ali Bogush up the left dots. Barrels past Downing, chases the puck to the near corner and tried to set up Wildberger on the welcome mat. Pickpocketed by Camerata, as the Delaware backcheck has done a heck of a job in these early stages of controlling the low slot on both sides of the rink. Grace Wildberger, leading scorer for Maryland with a dozen so far this season. Backhands the puck behind the goal. It comes back into the flat for Zubak off the stick of Warner, but the pass didn't connect. Radov from center dumps the puck in up the near boards, where Delaware alternate captain Shaw Downing launches it clear. And too many players on the ice is the call from Jack Fetcher against Delaware. .741 to go in the opening period. And that tactical error on the change will leave the Blue Hens down a woman for the next 2 minutes. The Delaware penalty, a bench minor, too many players on the ice at 12 minutes 19 seconds in the first period. Delaware bench minor, too many players on the ice at 12:19. .716 to go in the first period of a 2-0 hockey game. Hens have certainly gotten their shots in on Adeline Pine early, and their back check is limiting the A-grade chances of the Terrapins. Charles and Kilcarry meet in the far corner of the Maryland zone. Kilcarry to Radov. Advancing past to Zubak at center, bounces off her stick, and she's pickpocketed by Charles. Charles slowed up, trying to cut between defenders, gives way to Danny Beer. Beer could not connect with Zubak, heading toward the blue line. That being Carolyn Zubak wearing number 10, the other Zubak, Evelyn, wearing number 22, looming close to home as Carolyn tries to walk in up the left wall. She kicks the puck back to Hoffman after drawing Matone to the corner. Back to Carolyn it comes. Centering feed, evades the reach of Evelyn. Follow-up chance off the rebound of a Danny Beer shot goes in. And the Maryland Terrapins score with 36 seconds left on the power play. They've cut the deficit to a single goal. Here it comes again. It was Evelyn Zubak on the doorstep, putting away the Danny Beer rebound. With officially 6:16 to go in the period. And for Zubak, that is her third of the season. The Maryland goal, third of the season, scored by number 22, Evelyn Zubak. Assisted by number 29, Danny Beer, and number 10, Carolyn Zubak. Time of the power play goal, 13 minutes, 44 seconds in the first period. Evelyn Zubak's third from Beer and Carolyn Zubak at 13:44. Bogusch took aim from close. Rosenzweig with the save. That long chance from Hellman from just inside the right point was batted forward by Rosenzweig again. Here's Downing the other way, leading a 2-on-2 with Luzon for Delaware. She shot as Luzon crashed the net. Pine with the save. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides that are sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch, or to place a catering order. Call 302-439-4937. There it is. Or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Alexander looking for a second from a Menachillo setup. Just wide of her intended line, and Pine got a piece of it to direct the puck behind the net. This is held in by Hill right in front of the Maryland bench. Glove down, Parmenter shooting. This one turned aside again by Pine and recovered and subsequently cleared by Ellie Schmunis for the black-clad Maryland Terrapins. Just over 4.5 minutes to go here in the first period from Fred Rust Arena. Parmenter to Hill behind the net. Pushed up the left wing boards, nearly stripped of the puck by Evelyn Zubak, the lone Maryland goal scorer. This is recovered by Carolyn Zubak, and she leads to a 3-on-3 zone entry for the Terrapins, but Perez has her tied up in the far corner. Hill hanging close to home on the defensive. Meanwhile, Zubak and Perez continue to battle, and Camarada fails to clear. Hill picks up that loose puck as we hit the final 4 minutes of the first period, and Evie Hill walks it nearly coast to coast, looking for somewhere to go as she's steered to the far corner by Beer and then subsequently Kilcarry. Camarada brings this puck high. She shoots from 25 feet, generating that lane from nearly the top of the right circle. Right into the pads of Adeline Pine, that shot went. Follow-up chance, and Charles outnumbered in the slot. Couldn't get the line she'd wanted. Cartwright back deep in her own zone to try to play the puck out. Janowski couldn't direct it forward. Cartwright's going to try again. 3:22 to go in the first of a 2-1 hockey game. Delaware with the advantage over Maryland. This long shot came from the stick of Hellman at the right point, and it ricocheted off the backboards into the path of the other nine, Grace Matone, who leads it to Camarada, and on up it comes to C.C. Charles, trying to dipsy-doodle through traffic in the high slot. She lost the puck off the stick of Inigo Cartagena. Melanie Cartwright's shot from the mid-slot turned aside as Adeline Pine records save number 18 of the, or save number 16, I should say, of the afternoon on 18 total shots faced. Inigo Cartagena sends this over the glass and out of play. Coming to the final 2.5 minutes of opening period action. Pepper up the middle. Gave way to Hoffman. Wildberger walking in. Flips the puck off the far boards. Herzog blocking the passing lane to Warner, but Catherine Warner recovers. Advancing pass into the slot. Bogish's shot was wide. Luzon gains the rebound and clears the zone. Jules Fuchs, the Pittsburgher, advances over the Maryland blue line, but a stick check from Hellman disrupts her progress on her way to try to head a 2-on-2 attack. Here's Pepper up the right wing boards. Double teamed as she tried to shoot from the half wall. Puck skitters in behind the cage, and now Catherine Warner in the far corner works it clear again for Maryland. Touch pass from Wildberger to Yusra Hussein. Rather Bogish coming in up the left side. Drop pass on the shot from Wildberger. Looking for goal number 13 of the year. Denied by a Rosenzweig stick save. And this puck ends up in the near corner, where again Bogish throws it across the slot, off the far dashers, and Jenna Nauman drives it in behind the net. Final minute 22 of the opening period. 2-1 the score. Delaware the advantage. But territorial control belongs to the Terrapins, with Schmunis stepping up to the half wall, pinned to the dashers by Luzon. The centering feed from Warner, nobody home. Puck bounces loose. Wildberger couldn't reel it in from in close. We've reached the final minute of the opening period as Rosenzweig holds here. And with 57 2/5 seconds to go. In first period play, the face-off comes to the right of Molly Rosenzweig, who stopped 11 of 12. Zubak's one-timer in the mid-slot was stick-checked offline. Schmunis with time and space. Another shot disrupted and sent wobbling over the crossbar into the corner boards. Hill can't walk free. Alexander finding space near side. Stick handles just past her own blue line. Now she puts on the brakes, and she tried to line up a pass to Menachilo, which was blocked down by Beer, again right at the Delaware blue line. 23 seconds to go in opening period action. Here's Evie Hill. Backhand does not get out of the zone. Protecting was Carolyn Zubak, who had the secondary assist on Sister Evelyn's goal at 13:44. Parmenter steps in over the Maryland line, but she's stripped of the puck by Evelyn Zubak. Final seconds, final shot, did not go, and the first period has reached its conclusion. At the end of one period, the score, Delaware Blue Hens 2, Maryland Terrapins 1. We'll be back after the first intermission.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Welcome back to the Delaware Hockey Network as we get ready for period number 2 in this Sunday afternoon meeting between the Terrapins and the Blue Hens in this Delaware Valley College Hockey Conference Women's Division II rivalry meeting. A pair of Delaware goals in the first 5 minutes and 18 seconds set the tone, with Jemiah Alexander potting her first as a Blue Hen, and Julia Janowski giving the Hens a little bit of breathing room they'd turned out to need, as Maryland's Evelyn Zubak cut the Delaware lead in half with 6 minutes and 16 seconds to go in period number 1. The second is underway with Delaware sending the puck into the Maryland end. It is chased down there by Abigail Hellman, but not cleared. Menachilo recovering. Bogusz backhands the puck away from Hope Menachilo, and this will be called offside. Neutral zone draw coming just above the Maryland line, and the Terrapins gain control, at least momentarily, before Amelie Perez tried to protect territory for the Blue Hens off the entry. Alexander recovers in neutral ice, on her stick again at her own blue line. Kick back to Evie Hill. Hill confronted by a Warner stick check, floats the puck to center, where Bogusz recovers for Maryland. Advanced to Warner, but she found herself outnumbered and pinched to the near corner by Hill, hustling back on the defensive. So Hill with an assist on the Alexander goal, getting her 10th point of the year. And as a blue liner showing some impressive offensive productivity this season, she and Cece Charles together leading this team with 10 points through 8 1/3 games so far. Hellman, pressured by Parmenter, could not clear. Schmunis found Warner. Charles stripped the puck and drove it back in behind the net. Charles on her horse, blocking down the pass from Hellman around the corner boards to Warner. Janowski's got this tied up, and Cartwright steps up from the point to protect the zone and get the puck in deep. Camerata couldn't get to it in time. Clearing opposite side was Schmunis, but not out as Charles hustles to the right point, right in front of her bench, to protect territory for the Blue Hens, who look to advance on a 2-1 lead after 1 period and now 2 minutes having gone by on the second. Charles shooting wide of Pine's office. Trying for the wraparound off the rebound was Charles, but she was blocked at the goal mouth by Hellman. Here's a 2-on-1. The Zubaks coming in and tying up the game as Carolyn Zubak finds empty net behind Rosenzweig to make this a 2-2 contest. Zubak with her 3rd of the year leveling the score. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Into the second period. And we'll give the replay another look behind the scenes. To determine that it was Catherine Warner who had the primary assist, rather the secondary assist, that led to the equalizer for the Terps. Maryland goal, her 3rd of the season, scored by number 10, Carolyn Zubak. Assisted by number 22, Evelyn Zubak, and number 25, Catherine Warner. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 15 seconds in the second period. Zubak's third from Zubak and Warner at 2:15. So the slate wiped clean by the sisters Zubak, and Menachilo in a 1-on-3 carries the puck deep into the Maryland zone, enabling her fellow Blue Hens to change up. So fresh legs on all around. Menachilo without her stick tried to kick the puck to Parmenter, stepping up Hill. Keeps it just inside the tops of the circles. Madeline Parmenter slowed up by Hellman. Puck skitters to the far corner where Alexander recovers, looking for time and space. Alexander gave up the zone under Grace Wildberger pressure. Now Hill trying to advance it to Alexander through the neutral zone, but Wildberger intercepted that pass over the Blue Hen logo. And this is cleared over the boards and out by Abigail Hellman of the Terrapins. Face off with 15:38 to go in the period. Spotted right in front of the Delaware bench. This goes Maryland's way. Hill recovers. Camerata slowed up at the blue line by Nauman, but the Hens barreling forward in numbers. Ultimately saw Janowski try to feed back to Camerata, but that pass at the tops of the circles was intercepted by Schmunis and cleared back into the Delaware zone. We are 2-2, coming to 5 minutes completion in the second period. Camerata's hustle canceled out the icing. Centering pass to a surrounded Janowski. Ultimately taken away from Delaware control and cleared back across neutral ice. Here's C.C. Charles trying again. Charles up the middle. Delayed penalty coming up. And the Jack Fetcher whistle is going to drop the person power for Maryland by 1, spelling another Delaware sports medicine power play. A high stick ruled on Nauman. And Delaware sports medicine power play time for the Blue Hens. Head to desportsmed.com to learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities, including his brand new membership program. Again, desportsmed.com, the place to go. The Maryland penalty was assessed to number 3, Jenna Nauman. 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes, 23 seconds in the second period. Nauman, 2 for high sticking at 5:23. "35 seconds gone on this Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Shaw Downing from the dot. Threw the puck into traffic. It comes back to Herzog. The captain unwinds from the top of the left circle. Puck deflected behind the net. Fuchs and Kilcarry scrap for it. Now Menachilo recovering. Herzog holds off the failed Warner clear. Downing opens fire again. Puck bounces off the backboards and Pine covers for a pause. Charles won the draw. Top power play unit back on for the Hens. Skip pass from Camerata, dot to dot. Hill couldn't corral it. She chases the puck down off the wall. Camerata winds up. Shot blocked in heavy net front commotion. Hill out, hustled by Evelyn Zubak for the puck near side. And Maryland's Evelyn wins the battle between the two similarly named. Evelyn Zubak again. Clearing and pursuing Perez. Here's Evie Hill. Through neutral territory together with Alexander. Hill puts on the brakes. Feeds to Perez, center point. Thrown through traffic. Charles couldn't direct it past on the doorstep. Hill again. Tried to feed to Camerata opposite side. The pass too hot for her to handle. And we have found our way to the end of that Maryland penalty. 12 and a half minutes to go in second period action. A 2-2 score from Fred Rust Arena and a long clear from Hellman. Chased down by Hill. Icing was waved off by Jack Fetcher. Perez to Pepper up the middle. Long shot from Alexa Pepper, sticked away by Pine. She chases down her own rebound. Fresh hands on the back end coming in. Jules Fuchs disrupting the advance of Carolyn Zubak to try to escape the Maryland zone. A lunging Paige Luzon couldn't slow up Zubak a second time. Here's a 2-on-1. Zubak centering pass. Puck is loose in front. Rosenzweig lunging for the save far side to deny Zubak what would have been the go-ahead goal. Fuchs and Schmunis scrap for the puck just over the line. And this is pushed forward now by Pepper, but the 2-on-1 together with Luzon, foiled by Kilcarry, disrupting the advance 5 feet inside the Maryland stripe. 11:15 to go here in the second period of a 2-2 hockey game. Delaware set the tone early, but it's been all Maryland since. Goals from Evelyn and Carolyn Zubak, one each on either side of the intermission. Jules Fuchs off the setup from Cartwright. Gains the zone only just. Alexander could not protect. Matone up the middle. Alexander directs the puck into the far corner of the Maryland end where Kilcarry plays a hard carom shot. Around behind the cage, near side, Wildberger to Radoff. Barely onside, looked like Beer might have jumped the gun a little bit. But Jack Fetcher had the angle. We here in the broadcast box did not. Bogusch couldn't jam the puck forward. Past Rosenzweig, crossing to the far post for the save. Rebound is controlled by Parmenter, but not cleared. Second time, Parmenter, nope. Foiled at the line by Catherine Warner. Warner all by her lonesome net front off the feed from Wildberger. Couldn't generate a shot. Scramble for a loose puck in front, and Jemiah Alexander comes away with it for Delaware. Here's a 3-on-3 entry. Alexander up the left wing boards. Takes aim. She shoots and scores. Jemiah Alexander picks her corner and gives the Delaware Blue Hens the lead once again. And this was all Jemiah from coast to coast. Beating Pine for her second of the season. And it's now a 3-2 hockey game. Delaware goal! Her second of the season, her second of the game. Scored by number 24, Jemiah Alexander. Time of the unassisted goal, 10 minutes, 15 seconds in the second period. Alexander's second of the game, unassisted at 10:15. The Philadelphian breathing new life into the Hens attack. And here's Charles with a 2-on-1. Centering feed Camerata. Pine says no. Here this comes on the 412 Communications replay. CC Charles finding Izzy Camerata in the slot. But crossing over to the far post, Adeline Pine comes up with the save. Only 5 shots on goal for the Blue Hens here in period number 2. Pine lunging on the puck here for another pause in play. And a quick chance off the following face-off to Pine's left is turned aside. Bogusz leaves the puck back to Radov. Advanced up the middle. Here's Warner. Warner 2-on-1 with Wildberger. Warner lost her footing. Puck skitters toward the line. Picked up by Alexa Pepper. Delaware with a 1-on-2. Pepper joined now on the attack by Fuchs. Stick check from Radov. Separates the first-year Blue Hen out of North Reading, Massachusetts from the puck. And Wildberger leaves this to Warner. The secondary pass up the middle, broken up by Hope Menachilo. 7:35 to go. In the second period, Delaware again with the lead, standing now at 3-2 over the Maryland Terrapins, who likewise have slowed up in the second period, only with 3 shots to their credit. Here's Danny Beer, emerging up the right wing boards, but outnumbered as she gains the Delaware line. The back-checking Jemiah Alexander caught up with her. Parmenter time and space around 2 defenders. Taken down, and she draws the penalty. Delaware heading back to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play with 6:59 to go. In the period. The Maryland penalty was assessed to number 9, Abigail Hellman. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 1 second of the second period. Hellman 2 for tripping at 13:01. Evelyn Zuback could not clear Camerata protecting. Perez scores! The Blue Hens strike. On the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. And it's now a 2-goal lead again. Here we go again on the replay. Perez from downtown. At 13:43. Notching her 3rd of the year and extending the Delaware lead back to 2. Oh, Delaware goal. Her third of the season. Scored by number 12, Amelie Perez. Assisted by number 20, CC Charles, and number 93, Izzy Camerata. Time of the goal, 13 minutes, 43 seconds. In the second period, Perez's third from Charles and Camerata at 13:43, a power play goal. Face off to the left of Adeline Pine, who finds her Terrapins trailing by 2 again. .5:10 remaining in the second period. So our scorebug's been a little finicky today, but we've got it back on track. Great work from the guys behind the scenes to stay on top of everything and get things back up and running and synchronized. 4:40 to go in the second. Cartwright clears. Camerata wins the race and gives Delaware one for the thumb. Great hustle from Izzy Camerata to notch her third of the year. And get the Blue Hens their 5th of the afternoon. Oh, Delaware goal. Her third of the season. Scored by number 93, Izzy Camerata. Assisted by number 5, Melanie Cartwright. Time of the goal, 15 minutes, 30 seconds of the second period. Camerata's third from Cartwright at 15:30. Delaware in complete control right now. 3:43 to go in the second. CC Charles up the right wall. Perez around the horn to Hill. Thrown in off the backboards. Charles looking for the rebound. She can't control it. Yusra Hussein steered to the near corner by Janowski. Unable to clear just the same. Janowski bullying her way toward the cage now with some help from Charles. Charles plays this back to the right point at Amelie Perez. Thrown in close. Here's Hill winding up. Shot, no. Crossing to the near post. Pine comes up with a save. Charles controlling the rebound for Delaware. Hill tried to work it in close to Paige Luzon, but couldn't connect amid net front traffic. Perez pushed back into the neutral zone by Maryland's Nina Craven. Leaves this back to Fuchs as New Hens filter their way in. Pepper to Luzon. On the good side of center, Paige Luzon throws the puck in from distance. Hellman cleared this out to Warner. Advanced now by Wildberger in over the Delaware line. Grace Wildberger, shot, score. You can't beat her. You can only hope to contain her. Grace Wildberger, now with a baker's dozen on the year, cuts the Delaware lead back to 2. So for Wildberger, that marks goal number 13 of the year. And we'll get the particulars in depth momentarily. The Maryland goal, 13th of the season, scored by number 4, Grace Wildberger, assisted by number 25, Catherine Warner. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 25 seconds in the second period. Wildberger's 13th from Warner at 17:25. There was a secondary assist there. The question is just a matter of who gets it, and we'll find out for sure during the intermission. Carolyn Zubak up the middle, bothered by Alexander. Puck ends up in the far corner, and Danny Beer recovers from below the goal. Final 72 seconds upon us. In the second period, scrum for the puck. This tipped up in the atmosphere near side where Menachilo is driven into the boards by Kilcarry, and Evelyn Zubak tries to turn the momentum back in the favor of the Terrapins. Last minute of play. Alexander could not clear, neither could Menachilo. Beer, bothered by Cartwright. Steered behind the net. This sails to the top of the near circle, and it's picked up by Menachilo. Menachilo slowed up at the Maryland blue line. Alexander dumps in, and the Hens will change forwards. Eileen Kilcarry comes in up the near boards, deep into the Delaware zone. She was angled out of the house by Charles. Hens coming in numbers now. 16 seconds to go. CC Charles 2-on-1. No, this is called offside. $15 to go in the second period. And the face-off will come right in front of the Delaware bench. Charles on for the draw. Across from Bogush. Perez back inside her line. Throws this across off the far boards back into the neutral zone. Wildberger swarmed by Charles. Couldn't set up a counterattack, and the horn sounds to signal the end of the second period. Through 40 minutes, the score, Delaware Blue Hens 5, Maryland Terrapins 3. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network after the second intermission.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Delaware with a 2-goal lead through 40. 5-3 over Maryland as we come back to start period number 3. And it was a power play goal by Amelie Perez from the point, her third of the year, that gave the Hens a multiple goal advantage, followed up by Izzy Camerata's third of the season rather. But then Grace Wildberger, after scoring 12 goals earlier in the season, potted her 13th of the year to bring the Terrapins back within 2. Ready to go for period number 3. Laura White drops the puck, and here we go, here we go. If you're just joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, Maryland traveling right to left in their away black kits. Delaware in their home whites moving left to right as third period play begins. Puck into the Maryland bench area and out of play. Face-off's going to come just above the Terrapins' blue line. James Witherite here with you in the 412 Communications press box. Lena Murto, our videographer. Tristan Holdsworth giving us all the facts and figures in real time. Been glad to have each and every one of you with us here on this Sunday afternoon. Zach Charlo behind the scenes. Couldn't do it without him either. As the entire Fred Rust Arena crew instrumental as well in bringing you Blue Hen hockey action on the ACHA front anyway, all season long. Melanie Cartwright leaves this across to Charles. Charles accelerates past Nauman looking for a shot lane. She's steered by Schmunas to the corner. Puck is knocked loose. Janowski protecting for the Hens. Played behind the cage to Camerata. Charles calling for the puck of the high slot. Was canceled out by Evelyn Zubak, and this will be walked forward by Bogush for Maryland. Pinched to the wall and neutral ice by Camerata, and the puck battle migrates in over the Delaware's stripe right at the base of their bench. Puck is trapped, trying to dig it free. Bogush joined now by Charles. Cartwright couldn't work it free. Matone pulls back behind her own goal, looking for more time and space as we near 2 minutes completion in the third period of this 5-3 hockey game. The advancing pass from Julia Janowski, intended for Camerata, was intercepted by Kilcarry. Thrown in from distance, Rosenzweig crosses to the near post to make the pad save and direct the puck into the corner boards. Camerata clears. Pepper nearly gives way to the other 10, Carolyn Zubak. Puck ends up in the control of Evelyn Zubak. Advanced up the middle to Danny Beer. Beer shot, stick saved by Rosenzweig. Again, poor rebound control as a second Maryland shot. This one off the stick of Zubak ends up in the near corner. Puck right in that blue paint. And Rosenzweig has yet to freeze one off an initial shot. As such, the door's been open for a lot of A-grade chances, and Rosenzweig trying like heck to scramble into position. She's given up 3 on 20. Delaware's accounted for 5 on 30 the other way. Fuchs to Downing, working the right point. Played in behind the net. Cleared off the far boards by Kilcarry. And this will come back an icing. $16:50 to go. Here in the third period, Alexander from distance denied by a Pine stick save, and the rebound is cleared out. Radov up the left boards. Gains the Delaware line. Angled to the wall by Downing. She dumps the puck in, Radov does. It is contested behind the cage. Herzog trying to steer it away from Beer. Alexander flips it near side where Parmenter's got more time and space to operate out of her own end. Parmenter shifts gears to try to evade the pursuit of Zubak, but into a host of Maryland defenders she comes in. The shot from Parmenter covered up and held for the pause by Adeline Pine with 16:07 to go in regulation. Face-off is spotted to the right of Adeline Pine, who has saved 27 of 32. And Charles wins the draw. Hill from the left point. Long shot offline. Camerata tries to cut behind the cage. Friendly fire as she collides with Janowski and loses the puck. Camerata gets it back, trying to walk into the slot. Stick handling off her backhand while pursued by Craven. This worked in low. Charles couldn't feed the Janowski, crashing the net. Hill protecting at the far half wall. Net front tip, and Delaware have scored. The Hens swarm Evie Hill, who leads the handshake line. And the Blue Hens go up by 3. .423 in the third period. The question was, did Charles tip the puck in? And the ruling is yes. And the Hens get another. So Charles now with a pair. Just 6 seconds apart. Particulars forthcoming. The first from Hill, the second from Janowski. Were there any secondaries? We will get you that information. Momentarily. Oh, Delaware goal! The Blue Hens' 6th goal was the 5th of the season. Scored by number 20, C.C. Charles. Assisted by number 7, Evie Hill. And number 93, Izzy Camerata. Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 23 seconds in the third period. Charles' 5th from Hill and Camerata at 4:23. Delaware's 7th goal, 6th of the season, 2nd of the game. Scored by number 20, C.C. Charles. Assisted by number 8, Julia Janowski. And more to come on that front as Hope Menachilo pots her 3rd of the year. And it's now an 8-3 hockey game. And Maryland's going to take their time out as we get caught up on all the particulars. Time of the 7th goal was 4:29 in the third period. Recapping Delaware's 7th goal, Charles' 6th, 2nd of the game, assisted by Janowski at 4:29 in the third period. timeout, Maryland. With 13:28 to go. So we'll get particulars on the 8th goal while this timeout reaches its end. It was Menachilo from Parmenter. And Alexander will get a helper as well. Delaware's 8th goal, 3rd of the season, scored by number 48, Hope Menachilo. Assisted by number 11, Madeline Parmenter, and number 24, Jemiah Alexander. Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 32 seconds in the 3rd period. Menachilo's 3rd from Parmenter and Alexander at 6:32. Back into the Delaware end we go. After an icing with 12:52 remaining. Charles and Bogusch taking the face-off. And Izzy Camerata chips this puck between Terrapins in the neutral zone, but she's out-hustled by Wildberger. Back into the Maryland end to recover the puck. Charles, bothered by Warner, gets some support from Hill, but Hill's clear will come back and icing. Terps tried to set up in the attacking zone off the face-off win. Warner failed to connect with Hoffman at the point. This taken away by Camerata and cleared. $12 and change to go in the 3rd. Wildberger all by her lonesome, surrounded by Blue Hens. Downing hustled. Rather, that was Perez hustling to knock the puck out of her control. Grace Wildberger now with 13 goals on the year, along with both Zubaks scoring for Maryland this afternoon. We're closing in on the 5 o'clock hour here in Newark, Delaware. Alexa Pepper tries to muscle her way through bodies toward the cage. Couldn't get a shot away cleanly at Pine. Pepper again confronted now and driven behind the cage by Wildberger. Fuchs works this around to Cartwright. Long shot well off its mark. Matone stepping up, confronted Bogusch, but couldn't come away with the puck. Wildberger toe drag around Cartwright. Rosenzweig steps up to bat the puck out of harm's way. Play initiated by Rosenzweig before the shot, so no credit for a save there. Cartwright failed to clear. Luzon couldn't gain control of the puck before Warner swarmed her. Fuchs finds Pepper, who walks up ice into a 2-on-2, now turning it into a 2-on-1. Alexa Pepper going all the way. Pine with the stick save and the freeze. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these ladies or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Learn more about Dr. Bly's offerings, including his new membership program, including a focus on exercise, nutrition, and also priority appointment booking, along with discounts on other related services, physiotherapy, shockwave therapy, and more. Head to desportsmed.com. Penalty coming against the Blue Hens. This 10:04 into the third period. Alexander heading off for tripping. So back on the PK go the Hens. Kilcarry from distance. Rosenzweig holds for the pause. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 24, Jemiah Alexander. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes, 4 seconds in the third period. Alexander, 2 for tripping at 10:04. We've passed halfway in the third period. Radov drop pass to Warner. Across to Wildberger. Fed to Kilcarry, center point. Wildberger across the slot to Radov. Back high to Kilcarry. Thrown in, Rosenzweig popped the puck up in the air. It ends up in the near corner where Hill, standing aground, surrounded by a pair of Terrapins, tries to wrest control back for the Blue Hens. 50 seconds gone on the Alexander penalty. 9 minutes to go in the contest. A minute and change left on the power play. Here a freeze from Rosenzweig after Kilcarry's shot from distance. Rosenzweig rising to the occasion. 7 shots, 7 saves here in the third, keeping this a 5-goal game. And the Terrapins cut the Delaware advantage to 4, swarming the net. And Carolyn Zubak with the finishing blow for her second of the afternoon. Here it is again on tape. Centering pass from the corner and Eileen Kilcarry, leading to Zubak's 4th of the season and bringing the Terps back to within 4 goals. Maryland goal, her 4th of the season, 2nd of the game, scored by number 10, Carolyn Zubak, assisted by number 6, Eileen Kilcarry, and number 29, Danny Beer. Time of the power play goal, 11 minutes, 18 seconds in the third period. Zubak's 4th, 2nd of the game, from Kilcarry and Beer at 11:18. Seven and a half minutes to go. Alexander, cross ice feed to Downing, gaining the zone. Drop back to Menachilo, kicked farther back to Herzog. as Maryland dropped 4 women in the slot. Schmunis recovers. And this feed from Warner evaded the reach of Bogusz. Herzog pressured by Wildberger, chasing the puck down behind the Delaware goal. She gave it away off her backhand, and the shot from Warner from the top of the right circle was denied by Rosenzweig, but the puck lay loose in front again. Alexander tries to clear it. Wildberger recovers, and holding the zone left point is Schmunis. Cycled to Wildberger, worked low to Catherine Warner. Net front feed, losing her footing, was Bogusz. Had plenty of net to work with near side as Rosenzweig crossed to the far post. 6:20 to go. And Parmenter tries to clear off the carom from behind the net. Menachilo and Warner meet at the puck at the far half wall. They attract a crowd, and Wildberger is steered to the corner by Alexander before finding a way to make a shot. Schmunis wound up from the left point. Herzog with the block, but not able to clear. Downing broke up the pass ahead to Warner. Hens struggling to get out of their zone as we enter the final 6 minutes. Herzog swarmed at the far half wall. Bodied into the boards by Warner, and Bogusz tried to walk forward with the puck. To no avail. This is finally cleared by Parmenter. Picked up and shot by Menachilo on target. Pine with the save. Wildberger to Beer. Beer skates into a 1-on-3, 10 feet over the blue line, stripped of the puck by Camerata, who lost her footing colliding with Wildberger at center. Inside 5 minutes to go. The Perez shot from the point was sticked up in the air, gloved down, and now Zubak walks it in. Carolyn tried to center to Evelyn. CC Charles, with 4 points on the afternoon, recovers the puck and walks back up the left wing boards. On the attack for Delaware again. Puck is loose in front. Janowski tried to pounce after Radov fanned on the clearing opportunity. Charles throws this off the far boards. Hill, drop pass, Camerata. Fed back to Hill. Toward the corner, she bobbled the puck. It comes back her way off the stick of Janowski. The feed back to Camerata. Center point was broken up by Zubak. Here's a 2-on-2. Carolyn Zubak working the right half wall. Evelyn posting up net front. Carolyn taken off her feet, and Evie Hill carries the puck back out of the Delaware zone, and she muscles her way in over the Maryland line, where she sets up a 2-on-2 together with fellow defender Amelie Perez. Hill's in for an assist today. Perez in for a goal and an assist. Down to the final 3:40 in this 8-4 contest advantage, the Delaware Blue Hens. Hill winding up. Saved by Pine. Scramble for the puck off the rebound. Hens unable to connect on the doorstep. And this comes back up the near half wall, where holding is Paige Luzon for Delaware. Given away to Beer. But Beer had to work to clear the zone, and only just. Evelyn Zubak gains center before dumping the puck in behind the Delaware goal. Enough to negate the icing. And Hill's going to wind up from behind her own cage after drawing the forechecking Yusra Hussein out of position. 3 minutes to go in an 8-4 Delaware lead. Hens, barring a catastrophic collapse, will coast to their 6th win of the season. Maryland still looking for their 2nd, as they'll drop to 1-6 on the year. Grace Matone overpowered at the point, but Alexander recovers just as the Terps have cleared. We'll be back together here on the Delaware Hockey Network with the Blue Hens women's ACHA team the first weekend of December. These ladies travel to Erie next weekend. We'll be back for a weekend doubleheader on the 6th and 7th of December. On the 6th, the Buckeyes of Ohio State University, make that the Ohio State University, travel to the First State. About an 8 o'clock start. Part of a DHN triple header. On Saturday, December 5th, or Saturday, December 6th, I should say. And then the Hens will host Penn on Sunday, December 7th. Game time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Deep stretch here as we've entered the final minute of the third period. And Delaware will coast on to their 6th win of the season. Rosenzweig with the save on Bogusch. And another as she holds. .32 to go. 31 seconds to go. As Carolyn Zubak wins the draw. And now down to the final 15. Last chance from Zubak trying for the hat trick. Blocked at the dot by Downing. Hens supporting Rosenzweig well. And Molly Rosenzweig scores her first net-minding win of the season, backstopping the Blue Hens to an 8-4 win. Today's final score, your Delaware Blue Hens 8, University of Maryland Terrapins 4. Final shots on goal, Maryland 28. Delaware 40. Fans, it's time for the 3 stars of the game. Brought to you by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware. Today's 3rd star with 2 goals and an assist for Maryland, number 10, Carolyn Zubak. The number 2 star of the game with 2 goals and an assist for Delaware, number 24, Jemiah Alexander. And the number 1 star of the game with 2 goals and 2 assists for your Delaware Blue Hens, number 20, C.C. Charles. And that will do it for us this afternoon on the Delaware Hockey Network as the Hens improve to 6-3-0 on the season. Maryland falling to 1-6-0 on the year. Looking at our broadcast schedule for next week, we'll have the Delaware Men's Division II Blue Hens taking on North Carolina Wilmington on Friday, the 20th. No, that's 2 weeks from now. On Friday, the 21st of November, and Montclair State on the 22nd of November. In the more recent future, the more immediate future, I should say, the Delaware Men's Division I Blue Hens will host Villanova here a week from today, game time 3:15. And the Delaware women will be back in action on home ice December 6th when they host the Ohio State University Buckeyes, and on December 7th when the Quakers of Penn come to town for a Sunday matinee. For the whole crew, for Lena Murto, our videographer, for Molly Jo Rosen, our co-executive producer, for assistant producers Broadway Joe Sindoni and Trey Wright, for production assistant Eli Swope, for everybody behind the scenes, James Witherite thanking you for your company this afternoon. Delaware with an 8-4 win over Maryland in this DVCHC rivalry meeting between the Hens and the Terps. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Good night.